What is credit restoration? And I'm going to start off by letting you know that credit restoration and what it is the definition that I'm giving you based on what I feel credit restoration is in comparison to credit repair. So this is not something you're going to Google. This is not something you're just going to search and find a solid definition. This is my definition based on, the difference in my perspectives on how we help people, whether they're our clients or just a student who is benefiting from the free value that we give out in terms of free credit education. Speaking of that, if you haven't already, be sure to grab your free credit class by clicking the available link below. Get the 100% free credit class, instant access to you, just our way of wanting to help restore credit and help thousands of people have 750 plus credit score. So what is credit restoration? Great question. Glad you asked. And I'm comparing it to credit repair versus credit restoration. What up? You got Mr. Smith, point five of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And in this brief video, I want to talk to you about what credit restoration is. You see, I look at it like this. Restoring is more of holistic. So when you think of restoration, you're restoring it, you're bringing it back to life. It's a holistic approach. But before I get into that holistic approach, I want to talk about repairing. When you repair something, you're fixing what's broken. So you're trying to just correct what's broken, correct all of the errors of what's broken. But it's a singular focus in a sense that it doesn't focus on the whole thing. Now, I know people use those terms interchangeably, but just based on my definition, and I see that credit restoration or what is credit restoration is a common question. This is my definition. Now, credit repair may be just a person trying to fix what's wrong, get send out goodwill letters and get things updated to positive, get certain things deleted. But that's that. But when you're getting credit restoration, which is what we do with my credit restoration company, and even in our free content, we talk about credit restoration from an angle of a holistic approach. You're not limited to just getting things deleted or just sending out letters in hopes that you're able to get certain things updated. You're taking a holistic approach and focusing on all 5 factors of your credit. Because unless you focus on all 5 factors, there's probably some points that you're leaving on the table. You got to keep in mind, as it relates to restoring your credit, it's 550 points that you're trying to accumulate. Everyone starts off with at least 300. So how do you go about getting all 500? Well, let's talk about it. Let's break down the 5 factors so you'll see what the 5 factors attribute to the points that's required and tie it all into what credit restoration is, so you can better understand what you need to be doing to restore your credit, not just repair your credit. So the 5 factors breakdown is this. Number 1, payment history. Payment history is 35% of your score, 192.5 points that go into your score if you have excellent payment history. So what is payment history? Paying bills on time, over time, and hopefully you do that all the time. If you've made some mistakes in the past, then you do want to do certain things to get things deleted, updated to positive, because having negative payment history is keeping you from the 192.5 points that are available in getting that added to your score. But credit restoration doesn't stop there. It also incorporates the fact that credit utilization is a big deal. What is credit utilization? That's how you're utilizing your lines of credit or your credit cards. And the lower your utilization, the better. We recommend 9% or less. So if you have a credit card, then your utilization is being factored into your score. That's 30% of your score. If you have great credit utilization on a month-to-month basis, meaning you're using your card but paying it off, using your card, paying it off, and keeping it down 9% or less on a month-to-month basis, then you're able to tap into the 165 points that come from credit utilization. Number 3, credit history. 9+ years of credit history is great, but you're not limited to that because not everyone has 9+ years of credit history. So credit history is basically the age of your credit. From what year did you start using your credit? Then you add up whatever this year is, and now you have your credit age. 9+ years is ideal, but if you're not there, anything is better than nothing. So just start working towards that, because the only thing that can help you in that area is time or getting what's known as an authorized user. But as it relates to the credit history, that attributes to 15% of your score. And let me make sure my math is on point. So 35%, 30, we're stuck with 65%, then we got 15%. So that gives you the 70, and so it's 20%. Credit history attributes to 20% of your score, and then the last 2 attribute to 10% each. I might be off on that number, but you get the point. So credit history is one of the things that you got to keep in mind. And when a person is helping you restore your credit, or you're helping yourself restore your credit, then you are in position to fully restored because you're not focused on one thing. You're not a one-trick pony. And the last two items are new credit, meaning how does your credit look in terms of the past 2 years? Do you have a lot of inquiries? Have you been taking care of everything over the past 2 years? Have you done anything recent that can help you strengthen your score? That's all considered new credit. And then credit mix is just having a proper balance of not just installment debt, which is car loans, personal loans, student loans, mortgages, but do you also have credit cards as well? So having a balance or combination gives you proper mixture, and the new credit and credit mix gives you 55 points. 55 points. That's a pretty big deal. That's 10% in each area. 10% that goes to your score. So you get 10% from each of those areas for a total of 20. Then you got 35% that's coming from payment history. Then you got 30% that's coming from credit utilization for a total of 85%. And then credit history is 15%, like I mentioned initially. So 15%. Now, with credit restoration, you're focusing on all of those things. So you're restoring, you're bringing it to life, because you're not only deleting and removing or getting certain things updated, you're also doing things that can help build new good credit, so that way you strengthen your score while also cleaning up the historical errors that you may have made, or cleaning up the errors that the creditors and the credit bureaus may have made. So it's a combination of those things. So you're working from both ends. You're working on your past mistakes or the past mistakes of someone that worked at a credit reporting agency, but you're also strengthening your future. So you're focusing on the past and the future, all in the present. That is the definition of credit restoration from our angle. Hopefully that helped you. Hopefully that served you well. If you haven't already, grab our free credit class by clicking the available link below and taking full advantage of that. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those below. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification if this video served you well. And if you want more content like this, stick around. We got combo associated with credit as well as cash flow that can help you change your scenario. I can't help it, I speak in rhyme. Hopefully that helps you though. Mr. Smith, signing out. Salute.